Soul. Hey everybody, Vaughn here. I'm a comic book artist. It's what I do. It's what I've been doing since I was 8 years old. I didn't try to break into comics though. I tried everything else in life, but always came back to comics as my love, as my passion. I didn't follow it when I should have, but I love all the other things I learned in life about art, about science, about film and storytelling. And I've applied all that to my books and how I create to this day. And I just wanted to try this out. I don't know if it'll be successful, but let's have a little fun today. I want to develop an idea that I just came up with top of my head right in front of you. And I have no idea what's going to happen, but I want to just show you how I develop. And it's as simple as opening a notepad file on my computer and just going to work with it. Just letting it go, not stressing. No way, no way. I don't overthink. I let it flow. Maybe something good comes out. Maybe something not so good. Maybe just pieces of something good I can use later. Who knows? But I had an idea, and it's really simple. It's almost childlike. It's almost like a kid's comic book idea. Let's see how I work with it. It's called BARBAROBOTS. I don't believe there's anything like that called that out there. And if there is, please let me know because I'll use a different title. But I thought of the word barbarian and then the word BARBAROBOTS, and I've always wanted to do a medieval giant robot style story. I think I always love giant robots. If you know me, you know I love Gundam, you know I love Voltron, you know I love Robotech Macross, as it's called in Japan, and all these other great things. I grew up on these things. They have Transformers, Optimus Prime's on my shelf right in the middle, big and more badass than ever. These things they've taken root in Vaughn's heart. And I'm always looking to come up with cool, fun, giant robot stories, if I can. So why don't we make up something for BARBAROBOTS? Let's develop it. Let's see what we got. What could I come up with for this? Well, BARBAROBOTS, medieval fantasy. Yes. Let's, it's underlined still. Let's do, let's see. So what I do is I open up my notepad, I write down my title, and I just start. It's kind of like just jamming on your guitar looking for riffs that sound good. But I'm just going to develop this here and talk to you guys as I develop it. And let's see what comes out of it. All right. Let's see if anything interesting happens here. Medieval, fantasy setting. Yes. A world where giant how about a world of gears and sword where gigantic gigantic robots, I should say gigantic weapons of war are hidden and coveted. They would be coveted, right, by the kings of this world, right? I think they would. I think every king would be desperately trying to get their hands on a BARBAROBOT, right? Because then they have a giant siege weapon, essentially. Yes, they're like siege weapons. Siege weapons. Oops, I misspelled weapons made by the gods, right? But I like the idea that this world is tech obsessed and they don't care about gods anymore and they forgot about them, so the gods have lost their power. So I'm going to put that. Gods are barely around, lost all their power as people forgot to believe in them. So a few god characters, god-like characters. They're gods, but they probably don't have the power they used to have. The gods made the BARBAROBOTS to fight each other. And once the war ended, right? And so you have these kings, world send out their greatest warriors. Fine, fine, bear robots. Sounds good, right? Kind of sounds like it's for kids, but it could go either way. We could do this for kids easily. I think the title sounds like something that's fun, like an action figure you would get. It doesn't mean the story won't have heart and depth and power to it. I hate it when people treat kids stuff like it needs to just be shallow and flimsy and not really have much going on. That's bullshit. The best kids things have a lot going on. They have depth that even adults can appreciate, at least. Whether or not they're into it is another story. So we'll see how this develops. I could just go total adult and make it really violent. It depends, really. It depends on where we're going to go. Let's see. BARBAROBOTS are massive armored monstrosities with huge weapons and power beyond man's imagining. Right? They have to be. They have siege-like capabilities. Why not? And can power up to do amazing things. Right now, see how loose it is? It's just loose. There's no characters. There's no real story yet. I'm developing what the setup is, and I started with just this title, BARBAROBOTS. I don't know. Maybe it's a stupid title. I don't know. We'll find out. I think if you could say it easily, like BARBAROBOTS, and it sounds cool, like good enough, I don't know. Maybe it's marketable. Who knows? I don't know. We'll find out. Now, what else could we say about this? That's already a cool setup for a world. In this world, there are wizards, and there are mechanics, and there are warriors and thieves, and think of a kind of a semi Dungeons and Dragons-y world. There are sleeping dragons as well. Yeah, the dragons are all asleep and you don't wake them up. Oh, we didn't save this yet. BARBAROBOTS. Notes and ideas. That's how simple it is, guys. If you want to start off a story, just open a notepad and just start jamming. You might use some of this. You might toss it out. You might change little things. Who cares? Let it be loose. Relax and enjoy yourself. If I'm not doing what I love, then what's the point? If I'm not having fun doing it, what's the point? Don't overthink anything, because we don't need to overthink right now. We're playing with wet clay. We haven't formed it into the shape of the story we want to make yet. So we don't need to stress. That's the beauty of it. I like the idea of a lower class thief kid finds a BARBAROBOT quite by accident. And bonds with it, becoming its pilot. The magic, the kings that be don't like this and try to take him out. That's fun. I like that. It's kind of cool, right? Try to take him out. Trying to take him down. Other Barbarobots from other kingdoms will now come to take him down. And they are piloted by great warriors. I like that idea that Barbarobots bond with their pilot if they are the right match and become more powerful. Another good idea. What else can we do to develop from here? I mean, now we're starting to get characters, aren't we? Like a young boy who's a thief. He's trying to steal something from some ancient ruins. And he stumbles upon one of the great BARBAROBOTS. I'm going to say BARBAROBOTS about 1,000 more times, guys. You're going to have to deal with it. And what else? So from there, as you can see, we're already developing. We got our world starting to develop. We got characters. We've got the conflict of what it means to pilot one of these things. It could be really fun. And then you could come up with the name of the world. You could come up with different kingdoms who are going to fight each other for these massive weapons, because these weapons represent dominance, power. They represent power over everyone else. Whichever king has the most BARBAROBOTS, there it is again, dominates the world. Real simple. I work simple. Notice I didn't come up with a character. This is not from a character. It could have been I had an idea for a really good character and I just start writing notes and then a story spawns off that. Instead, it was literally a title and the idea of wanting to do and having an excuse to do something that I thought was fun, which is giant medieval walking tanks that will destroy anything in their path with huge axes, huge swords, different BARBAROBOTS. BARBAROBOTS include giant axe master, not ass master. I said axe master. Okay, dirty minds. A master sword play robot. A spearman, an armored up shield style tank bot. Is there should we now and then you ask questions, you're like, well, should we make them transform, and if so, what do they transform into, or do they not need to transform? Should they be able to transform to maybe move faster through the environment, like fly to where they need to go? That might be cool for the plot. You know, if they turn into these dragons, these awesome dragons. Also, it's kind of cool for, you know, just the adding to the world. So they're not just big walking, stumbling tanks. There's something more to them. That could be cool. All right. What other type of robots could we do, guys? You got any ideas? One with hooks on chains. So many cool weapons. A mace wielding bot. Not bad. You know, all these are pretty basic. Transform? Question mark. That's right. Transform. Do they transform into flight mode? Dragon mode? Could be cool. See, I even wrote could be cool there. See how we're keeping it loose and having fun with ideas that we could or could not use? We don't have to use the transform idea still. We're just developing your basics. You know, these robots, what do? They fight. They're coveted by kings. We have a thief character that would find one, and he's down and out. He's looking for anything for his family, maybe. And he ends up discovering this robot that just gets him into more trouble, and he has to kind of grow up. You start to see the character arc there. He has to grow up. He has to be more than just a thief. He has to be a real defender and a warrior now. That's things like that. The writing and development you do here is going to inform and kind of shift into what you end up doing later with the characters, decision wise. So I hope you guys like this. This is only about 15 minutes of me just developing, and this is usually how I do it. I get this long, ongoing list of notes and ideas, and it all starts kind of formulating into something for later. And I might use it. I might develop it into something that gets made. I might take parts from it later for something else. It usually goes in a folder, and I've done a video already on this of my pre-production, and that this is one of the parts of it. But I just wanted to show you guys me developing in real time. Like, this is just top of my head, loosey-goosey, keeping it easy going, having a good time doing it. And now, you start to get excited about it. You think about this stuff later. You can't wait to get home and work on it and get some more notes and ideas out that you had during the day and just get it all together. Once this note-taking process starts kind of coagulating into something more and more final and interesting, that's when I have to start bringing the story out. And when I start bringing the story out, that's when you're going to see me write act 1, and then this happens, right, as an example. This happens, and then you got act 2. You know what I mean? That's when you start developing your story part. Right now we're still in the kind of, I wouldn't even call it, this isn't even it's just a little like sliver of an idea. It's just a little baby seedling of an idea, and you have to grow it first, because in my mind, the best stories they're highly developed. They are planned out like a nice blueprint for making a great car or a great piece of architecture. There's a lot of work that goes into this, guys, and it's worth it. But you got to figure out ways to make the work fun and easygoing. Have a good time doing it. Or else, what's the point? The thing about I love about stories is people treat them as just way too often these days as just like junk food entertainment, something to consume and be done with. I've had stories in good comic books get me through some dark times. They're an escape, right? And they're the passing down of knowledge and morals and ideas that bond us together or make us aspire to be better people and do greater things. Stories are more important than people treat them. It's great that they're entertainment, and it's good that your focus should be to entertain. But don't forget, when you develop them enough, you end up having really important things to say about life, about the human experience. Some people say, I saw a quote today. What was it? We're not human beings living through a spiritual experience. We're spiritual beings living through a human experience. I don't know. Something to think about. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I think I'm going to cut this at about 20 minutes. That's cool. There's more development to do on this, you guys. If you like this enough and you thought this was cool, maybe I'll do a part 2 and I'll develop it further. And before you know it, maybe I could do a whole series where you see me develop a story from the simple word BARBAROBOTS into a real functional story. Great characters, great giant robots, awesome fantasy medieval world of magic and gears, and magic meets mechanics. That could be fun. You could mix that in really cool ways. It's really, really brilliant. I'm a big fan of the old anime Escaflowne. Escaflowne brilliantly had presented mechs in this alternative, magical, medieval, brutal world of war and castles. And You know, that always stuck with me. So probably a little bit of an influence here. I should probably write, you know, what are some of my influences for this at some point. But we'll do that in another video. I appreciate you guys tuning in. This has been kind of fun. It felt like it went by really quick. That's a good thing. So I'll see you on the next one. And if you like it, let me know. Let me know if you want the part 2. I will definitely do it if you'd like to see how I develop from the ground up. Sometimes it helps other creators, right? Or just people like to see that on creators that they dig. So I'll see you on the next one, you guys. Stay true. Don't forget to back Monster MD on Indiegogo right now. And don't forget to check out our newly launched online store at risingagaincomics.com. We've got all the greatest books for you. May they please do more than entertain you. I hope they get you through dark times. Preacher and the Goon. Great comics that got me through dark times. I just read, and you forget about all that shit infecting your life and messing with you. It's a beautiful thing. I'll see you guys on the next one. What do you think, BARBAROBOTS? Too silly? Too stupid? Too cheesy? I don't know. I don't care. I'm having fun with it. See you next one. Stay true.
Von's Haunted Castle.